Hello and welcome to lesson 5 of the tutorial system, where now we're going to be talking about the what-if analysis data tables. Well, when do you use a data table? You use a data table when you need to check what a certain amount of a quantity does to your data. For example, if we have different levels of quantity, what happens to profit, what happens to the loss? It's a more expanded goal seek, a more generalized goal seek, if you may. We can also use price to know if we actually need to do that. Well, let's try it. First of all, let's try the quantity version. Here's the quantity, and then we're going to start by 500, 1000, and then we're just going to do the shortcut when we select both of them, and then we just expand until we reach 7000. That's a good enough number. We have 7000 here. Now, in order to use one variable data table, which we're going to be talking about today, we're going to need the formula in each column. What I mean is, basically we just copy and get the formula from there. This is going to be the total profit and loss. And how you do this data table is you select all of it, go to the data table, and the row input cell is not used because we're going to use it in the variable data table. The column input cell, which is quantity here, this is what we're going to be using. Now, you notice this is actually quantity. So what we're going to do is we select this. This is our column input cell because these quantities here are the inputs and they're in a column. And we just pick the cell wherein we're going to replace that value with these values. Click OK. And there you go. Let's just make this prettier. Format to currency PHP 2, and there you go. This is the total profit and loss given these different quantities. So, given total profit and loss given a quantity of 500, we have a total loss of nearly 200,000. That's very interesting, isn't it? Moving on up until we reach here, 1,500, where it's a negative 30, but the next becomes positive. What this basically did was that it replaced quantity with 500, 1,000, 1,500, up until 7,000. You can see here, if we change it to 500, this will become that. Negative 198,770.483. That's basically how you use a single variable data table. If we want to use more values, we can just do that. That's no problem. Let's just remove this for a little bit. And we're going to grab the others. We're going to get the sales. We're going to get the cost. We're going to get the total variable costs. And finally, we're going to get the variable cost. Sales, total cost, total variable cost, and variable costs. And now if we need to do this, we just highlight all of them, all the values, go to data, what-if analysis, data table, column input cell is quantity because quantity is what we use. Okay, there we go. This is how much we earn or how much we lose and all the other stuff that we need, etc., etc. That's how you use a one variable data table. Now, for example, we want to change this. We want to make this into price. That's easy enough. We delete this, we delete this, we change this to price. Now, our price is 700. Let's do this with denominations of 300. So this will be 600 next, and then we just copy up until we reach past into 5100. And then we just do the exact same thing. Highlight everything, what-if analysis, data table, column input cell, and now we're going to use price, because that's what we're going to replace this with. We press enter, and here we go. This is all the data that you will get according to what you've been given. You notice that only sales and profit loss changed. Everything else remained the same because obviously price is not factored into variable costs, total variable costs or total costs. It only is factored into total sales, which you can see here changes every time the price changes. And that's how we use a one variable data table. Lesson 6, we're going to be talking about a two variable data table and some extra tips and techniques using the different stuffs here in the data ribbon in order for us to be more effective in using business analytics for Excel. Thank you and good night.